Hello everyone, Flattmeister here. Are you ready for round 2?
Fight!
When SJWs become incensed!
Nope!
Of course you are. That's why you clicked on this video. This Hellboy reboot isn't getting off to a good start, is it?
Nope!
Studio? Was it Lionhead Studio, I think? No, that's Fable.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Was it Liongate Studio? They should have listened to Ron Perlman. Do you remember that tweet back a couple of years ago when he said to Guillermo del Toro,
War never changes.
director of the first 2 Hellboy movies, he said, Del Toro, you owe it to your fans. You've got to finish this story. You've got to finish this trilogy. And I was really psyched to see where, this sort of finale. I mean, I didn't really know much about the Hellboy, when the movies came out. I didn't realise they were actually based off of a graphic novel. You should listen to Ron Perlman. He was really passionate about the project, passionate about the character and the world. And Del Toro had a very unique visual style to his movies. Pan's Labyrinth is up there, one of my favourite movies of his, one of my top movies. Instead of going with a third movie, the trilogy, I go, do you know what? Let's reboot this. And then they hired was it John Harbour, I think his name is, from that Netflix program Stranger Things. So they hired him. He's been cast as Hellboy, and then this Hellboy reboot can't seem to catch a break. So you have probably already heard about this of Ed Skrein. You may remember him as Ajax in the Deadpool movie as the villain. There was this whole backlash after he was cast as a character as Major Ben Daimio. So he went, I didn't know anything about this character when I was cast. Really, you got accepted for the part, and he quit because apparently the character in the graphic novel is Asian, is Japanese American, and so obviously it wasn't after. Hellboy creator praises Ed Skrein for quitting reboot on discovering his character was originally Asian. Because he went, I'm stepping down, he made a big statement on his Facebook or his Twitter. All of the, the liberal press, they're like, finally, a white actor that's standing up to whitewashing. If you get accepted for a part, it's your job as an actor to research this part that you're supposed to play. Research it rather than rather than finding out through your social media when someone points out to you, your character is originally Asian. You'd think he would have done some research. It wasn't until obviously loads of people, leapt on him on his social media, and it felt like the way he. The way he downplays it. He goes, I accepted the role, unaware that the character in the original comics was of mixed Asian heritage, Skrein wrote in a statement on the 28th of August. Yeah, I know, I'm quite behind on this video. There has been intense conversation and understandable upset since that announcement, and I must do what I feel is right. You accepted the role, but you didn't do any research as an actor. It wasn't, and it's intense conversation. No, well, you were pressured and you were bullied and harassed on your social media, but because you're a white cis male, you're privileged. You're in a position of privilege. It's not that you got to where you were, in your career through hard work, through a meritocracy of being the best. Actor that certain the roles that you've been hired on previously that you were the best actor that the casting agents of those movies cast you in. It says, casting led to criticism in Hollywood circles, who pointed out that comic creator Mignola had created Daimyo. Oh fuck it! I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Daimyo, as being of Asian heritage. It is clear that representing this character in a culturally accurate way holds significance for people, and that to neglect this responsibility would continue a worrying tendency to obscure ethnic minority stories and voices in the arts. I feel it is important to honour and respect that. Therefore I have decided to step down so the role can be cast appropriately. Being of mixed heritage himself, he understood the importance of casting. He said, the 34-year-old added that it was his hope that one day these discussions would become less necessary and that we can help make equal representation in the arts a reality. The film's producers Larry Gordon, Lloyd Levin and Millennium and Lionsgate, yeah I was right, it's Lionsgate, also released a statement describing the actor's decision as unselfish. It was not our intent to be insensitive to issues of authenticity and ethnicity, and we will look to recast the part with an actor more consistent with the character in the source material. Right, this exactly. I said this when this first, was online, on social media. I pointed this out. I can respect Ed Skrein stepping down. He does not deserve the brunt of this or the blame. This blame game. He doesn't deserve the brunt of the criticism. He merely auditioned for a part. He was unaware. Should have done some research after he was cast. But he was, and when he announced it, like, oh, I've been cast, but I haven't done any research on the character of the source material. No, it isn't until people point it out. So yeah, he didn't deserve the brunt of the full brunt of the criticism and blame game. This was the director, producers, and casting agents. This is the people on casting that should have stick to authenticity. Why do you not stick to the source material? How hard is it? Imagine if they made Glenn from The Walking Dead, not Korean. People would have a fucking fit. I'd be pissed off. Like, well, Glenn's a fucking Korean American in the graphic novel. Why is he not in the TV show? I've seen people criticising The Dark Tower. There needs to be consistent. If people are going to complain about whitewashing, there needs to be consistency. I love Idris Elba, but I've yet to see The Dark Tower. From the trailers, it looks really cool. I still want to see it. But people that have read the book, The Dark Tower, they obviously feel more. That this character was written as a white man. So there has to be a consistency when people go, whitewashing. That's not blackwashing. I mean, I've heard other people, YouTubers such as Mundane Matt, also saying this is a live-action comic book adaptation. It's an adaptation. Still, stick to the source material. That's important. It's important to the fans of the graphic novel. How hard is it to stick to source material? How hard is it? It's not hard. Come on. There's plenty of Japanese, American, or there's plenty of Asian actors in Hollywood. Plenty to be cast. So again, the blame falls on the casting. So yeah. Stick to the source material. Skrein's decision to generated widespread praise on social media, considering that this is the first time a recognised actor has stepped down from a role over whitewashing. Even Mignola, the comic book creator of Hellboy, praised his post. Thank you, Ed Skrein, very nicely done, he wrote on Twitter. I mean, I saw some people a bit sceptical over this whole issue. They felt that it was a publicity stunt. It's not. I mean, I looked up, who this Major Ben Daimyo is, and I saw this really cool digital concept art of the character, and they'd picked, who this artist had in mind, this actor, and the appearance-wise of what this Major Ben Daimyo looks like. And they used Takeshi Kitano, and I instantly recognised the name and his face. And that's him from Well, he's been in plenty of movies, most notably Battle Royale. He played the high school, the headmaster. He was in control of the Battle Royale, the original Player Unknown Battlegrounds. He was also in Johnny Mnemonic with, was that Keanu Reeves in that one? I've not seen that movie. I need to watch that. Look, I mean, that looks pretty cool. Sort of scarring, is like the side of his cheek is missing, all the way up to like the side of his face is burnt. Like, what, has a demon scorched him or scratched his face? Yeah, that looks pretty badass. You've got plenty of what was it? Daniel Day Kim, who is in Lost, and he's also in Hawaii 5-0. Ah, dear. Right. So yeah, Hellboy Reboot isn't off to a good start. I respect Ed Skrein's decision to step down. I do respect that. I blame the director, the casting agents, the producer, people that were in charge of going, well, which actors are we going to cast? Stick to source material. I mean, hell, Mignola, should have he should have been brought on for some. Mike Mignola should have been brought on to have at least some creative control over this movie. That's the problem with a lot of these comic book or video game or even books adaptations. They suffer from not sticking to the source material. They veer off. Game of Thrones, the fact that the TV series has overtaken the books. Come on, George R. Martin. Come on. Get them books finished. On to some other
Hollywood is racist.
Marvel star Chloe Bennet says racist Hollywood forced her to change her name. Chloe Bennet. She changed her last name from Wang. I didn't say anything. You did. Due to racist Hollywood. She's an actress who stars in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She hit out against racism in the industry, saying she believed she needed to change her. Listen to the words, right? Saying she believed she needed to change her name to get acting roles. Chloe Bennet, born Chloe Wang, replied to a fan's query about her name change in an Instagram post. Changing my last name doesn't change the fact that my blood, and it is in full caps by the way, blood is half Chinese, that I lived in China, speak Mandarin, or that I was culturally raised both American and Chinese. If you don't know, I don't know if in America Wang is, in the UK, Wang is a derogatory term for a penis, a dick, a cock. Willie, let me know in the comments, what names have you got for penises? God. So she says, it means I had to pay my rent. You'd think surely working for Joss Whedon on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that she'd be getting a pretty decent wage, that she wouldn't have to rent. Straight out buy, especially if she's a regular cast member. Come on, Joss. Did she refuse to sleep with you, Joss, for a pay rise?
That's crazy talk!
It's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
It means I had to pay my rent, and Hollywood is racist and wouldn't cast me with a last name that made them uncomfortable, continued Bennet, who plays superhero Daisy Johnson. Another penis surname there. Oh, God. I'm doing everything I can with the platform I have to make sure no one has to change their name again just so they can get work. I mean, she's a beautiful actress, like Hollywood is kind of, like, well, you're on film or TV, looks are the first, people are watching, they're using their eyes. Appearances are the first thing that humans naturally, is a natural human biological thing. Humans naturally, look at people's appearances. You get judged by your appearance. The 25-year-old actress also praised Caucasian actor Ed Skrein. Like, why do they feel the need to go, he's white, the white actor? I mean, they didn't say in the first... Well, no, they don't even say... they don't go, Chloe Bennet, she's Chinese, like it says like later on in her quote. But it doesn't say Chinese-American actress Chloe Bennet. who also praised Caucasian actor Ed Skrein for his recent decision. Fuck me. For his recent decision to turn down a role in the next Hellboy film after learning the role he was set to play had been an Asian actor. An Asian character in the original Hellboy comic books. Thank you, Ed Skrein, for standing up against Hollywood's continuous insensitivity and flippant behaviour towards the Asian American community, Bennet wrote. I hope this inspires other actors and filmmakers to do the same. Her comments follow a number of recent controversies about the whitewashing of Asian roles, particularly in live-action comic book adaptations. And they go on about earlier this year, new film adaptation of the Japanese manga Ghost in the Shell was criticised for casting Scarlett Johansson in the lead role, while Netflix divided fans with their decision to cast American actor and pop singer Nat Wolff as the protagonist in a new film adaptation of the Japanese series Death Note. Again, I haven't watched the animated series of Death Note, and I've yet to watch the Netflix live action. Same with Ghost in the Shell. I watched the animated movie years ago, back in high school. God, that was years ago. I feel old. But apparently, in China and Japan, the Ghost in the Shell live action movie, Japanese people didn't care. They thought, oh wow, this is a really cool movie. Yes, it's a live action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. I mean, the character in the animated series didn't have Japanese drawn eyes. I mean, I know in Japanese, sort of their art style is kawaii. You know, they've got big wide eyes. I mean, like with Attack on Titan, the wilderness looks European, and also the architecture and the names. I mean, Eren Jaeger, which I think Jaeger is German for hunter, if I'm not mistaken. You know, that European names, they've got European appearances. Just because it was drawn, you know, it was the manga and the animated series is made in Japan, does that mean it's whitewashing? I mean, they made a live action adaptation of Attack on Titan in Japan, which I've not seen yet. I mean, they're all Japanese, because obviously it was a Japanese, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with with it being a Japanese movie. I'm fine with that. I never wanted or never asked for it to be a live action white version, or English version. From my understanding with the Ghost in the Shell film adaptation, they kind of address the whitewashing. I've heard that because obviously she's a robot with a exterior skin of a white woman, but she's got the consciousness of a Japanese woman, from my understanding. Hence the title, Ghost in the Shell. That, it's a spirit, it's someone's soul or consciousness being uploaded into a mechanical body. God, I hope I'm right on this. It's been a while since I watched Ghost in the Shell, so if I got that wrong, I'm going to be so embarrassed. Hollywood, I've got no problem with diverse characters. Black, white, Japanese, Chinese, Indian, Mexican, Spanish, Portuguese. Oh, the list is on and on and on. I've got no problem with diverse characters. Write good quality characters. This goes for books, comic books, movies, video games, any entertainment medium. Write good quality characters with great stories. Don't get into the identity politics side. This stuff can easily be avoided. In closing, Ed Skrein, I respect your decision to step down. Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy, you should be given some creative control over this Hellboy reboot, because so far it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. It's not off to a good start. It's not off to a good start. So director, the producers, casting agents, get your shit together. Cast someone cast a really good actor. for this role for Major Ben Daimyo. God, I hope I pronounced that right. There's plenty of Japanese American actors. Plenty of Japanese actors. Come on. And to Chloe Bennet, no one forced you to change your name. Just because you felt like you had to change your name to get acting roles, that's on you, not on anyone else. Not on anyone else at all. I hear when she replied to that person on Instagram and she was saying that my name made them feel uncomfortable. So apparently Bennett's current surname is her father's first name, a way to honour him despite dropping his last name. So you haven't honoured him then. So kindly love, fuck off, she said to the person on Instagram. Wow, so classy. So classy. Make sure no one has to change their name again just so they can get work. So kindly love, fuck off. Wow, she's a class act, Chloe Bennet. Chloe Wang. You didn't have to no one forced you to change your name. My surname is Flatt. F-L-A-T-T. I used to get a lot of shit in high school from that. Andrew Flatt lives in a flat. But I embraced it. And it's my YouTube name, Flattmeister. Are you flat as a pancake? It didn't bother my surname. Yeah, my surname didn't really bother me. Apparently it's Scandinavian. Scottish, Viking heritage. I'm a cis white gendered privileged male. You didn't have to change your name, Chloe. Nobody forced you to. If you wanted to honour your father's first name, you would have kept it. You would have kept your name. Have integrity over wanting. Like, surely your acting ability should matter more than whether your surname. I mean, didn't Jet Li and Jackie Chan change their surnames to sound more Western or to appeal to the West? They didn't have to. They didn't have to change their names. So, yeah, I've not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They'll eventually get round to it. So yeah, you didn't have to embrace your cultural heritage, Chloe Bennet, Chloe Wang. Honour your father by keeping your surname. You didn't have to change it. When she says, it means I had to pay my rent. Yeah, you can do that by being a good actress. Of course, blame it on everyone else. Hollywood is racist and wouldn't cast me with a last name that made them uncomfortable. Proof? You have any proof? Please tell us the person that apparently said directly to you, yeah, your last name is shit, you need to change it to get roles. Did an ex-agent advise you to do this? Because I'd kindly give him the middle finger, tell him to go fuck himself, and him or herself, sorry, not to assume the gender of an agent. Kindly tell them to go fuck themselves, get a new agent. You shouldn't have to change your surname. She's not provided us with any proof that apparently she wouldn't get cast because of because of her name, or because it makes them uncomfortable. Ugh. The entertainment business has become more about fucking activism than actually providing entertainment. Well, if anything, it's providing entertainment for all the wrong reasons. Some of these singers and actors going a little, dipping their toe in the SJW pool a bit, aren't they? To virtue signal. Oh, so yeah. So guys, leave a like and a comment in the video. Let me guys know what you think on the old two subjects there. I'm Flattmeister. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.
Your soul is mine. Fate